Boom! You're in a Hellcat with expired tags doing donuts in the parking lot. Your woman riding shotgun. She hanging out the window screaming, "We in that thing!" Woo! Just living. But here's some inspections you're going to need for your plane before you fly. Lego. Hey, to remember anything in aviation, again, the checklist or an acronym. If you want to remember what inspections are going to be needed for your plane, you want to check these before you fly, you want to use the acronym AVIATES. Easy to remember. Aviate, of course, is flying, so think to yourself, before I aviate, I need to aviate. And that aviate is checking all the documentation that you need, making sure all the inspections are in order, and you're ready to fly. Let's run that thing from the A to the A. Lego. The A in aviates is for Airworthiness Directives, or also known as just ADs. And you want to check these. What this is simply is, if you ever had any kind of product and there was kind of like a recall on that product, and they let everyone know that, yo, you want to check this, maybe a defect here, something may be going on here. That's simply kind of what, in a simple term, what an Airworthiness Directives is. It's kind of giving people direction as to what needs to be checked on a plane that you may own the rights to. Or if you're renting, you still want to check these, make sure all the documentation is in order, make sure everything has been followed to code and all that good stuff like this. So you want to make sure all these information is up to date and everything has been checked on the plane. The V in aviates, of course, is for VOR, and you want to check this every 30 days. It's going to tell you some documentation that this is only required for IFR, but I highly encourage you to do two things. One, check it even if you're only flying VFR. Make sure it's up to date, make sure it has been checked within the last 30 days. And also, two, use it. Use it. Don't just check it. Use it. Don't just wait until you get an instrument or you do something else to try and start using your VOR. It can be very helpful for you. It's another nav tool to have. You want to familiarize yourself with everything. It's kind of like if you have all these quote unquote apps on your phone, or just apps in general, and they're free. Learn how to use them. They can only benefit you, but they can't do no harm to you. So don't be fearful of anything. Don't just skip over something just because it's not required. Learn it. Use it, enjoy it, and it can be a lot of fun. I in aviates is for inspections, and you got two kinds of inspections on the plane depending on what you're dealing with. You got your annual, and then if your plane is for hire, you have a 100-hour inspection as well. For many who may be at the student pilot phase, or you may just rent from a major organization, you may think to yourself, why are the planes always in maintenance? So think about this. If you have a plane and it's being rented out to a lot of students, it can come up on a 100-hour inspection really quickly. So therefore it can stay kind of like in maintenance, always be in maintenance for many different reasons, simply because not only do things just get defective and just go worn down on the plane, but you also have the fact that it's reaching that 100-hour mark very, very quickly. So just keep this in mind. You got your annual, which all aircraft and all planes are going to have to deal with. And then on top of that, so in addition to the annual, you got a 100-hour inspection if that plane is for hire. So you're going to have two inspections. And the key about these, the annual and the 100-hour, they're exactly the same kind of inspection. From a mechanical standpoint, they're identical. The only difference is who's signing off on the inspection. That's the only thing. So a mechanic, just a regular mechanic, an AP, airframe mechanic, power plant mechanic can sign off on a standard 100-hour inspection. But one that is a regular airframe power plant mechanic with a IA attached on top of it, on the back of that certification, can sign off on a annual. So what they're going to check and how they're going to go through the process is exactly the same. What it boils down to is who can sign off on it, and who can sign off on it depends on the credentials of the person that you're bringing it to. That is the difference, and that is what the things that you need to know in regards to having that for aviates inspections. A in aviates is for altimeter. Of course, we need to know how high we flying up in that thing, baby. So we got to check that altimeter every 24 calendar months. So just make sure it has been checked within the 24 calendar month period. And that's essentially what you're doing when you're going through these items. You're looking through all the paperwork, all the books, everything that's going through, and say, okay, VRR, that's been checked within the last 30 days. The altimeter, that's been checked within the last 24 calendar months. The 100 hours inspection was here. The annual was here. You're looking, just verifying dates. Oh, it's been done. Dates, signed off, boom. That's what you're checking when you're going through these inspections to make sure everything is up to date. Even if obviously you're dealing with some place that's very trustworthy, hey, people are human. We're all human. Mistakes happen. This is why it's your responsibility as a pilot to check this information. You may catch something that someone else didn't, and that would be a good thing, not only for yourself, but for every other pilot that flies it after you. That's why you want to check this stuff. That transponder, baby. You know when they ask you to squawk and you punch in that squawk code, that transponder, and you're running that thing, that needs to be checked every 24 calendar months. So we got some consistency here. The altimeter every 24 calendar months. The transponder every 24 calendar months. You just look it. Has it been checked within the last 2 years or 24 calendar months? Yeah, okay then, cool. Keep that thing moving. Next up on the acronym AVIATES is the E, and that stands for the Emergency Locator Transmitter, the ELT, baby. And this needs to be checked every 12 calendar months. So just think about it in this aspect. We've been going down the line in AVIATES, and you got things that have been checked every 24 calendar months, like the last 2, like your altimeter, like your transponder. But in an emergency situation, that would kind of mean there's a heightened sense of emergency, and that urgency that's happening right there, that needs to be checked in a shorter window of opportunity. So every 12 calendar months. Important device, need to know where you are in case of an emergency, and you're broadcasting on that emergency signal. So you definitely want to make sure that that's checked and everything is in order there. ELT, up to date, inspected, and ready to go. And finally, the S in AVIATES stands for, of course, static system. This is how you get a read on all of your instruments. So of course you want to make sure that static system is reading properly and everything is flowing in exactly the way it should be flowing. So that needs to be checked every 24 calendar months as well. So you see the majority of these instruments and things and devices need to be checked every 24 calendar months, with a few exceptions like the Emergency Locator Transmitter, which needs to be checked every 12 calendar months, and of course the VOR, which is every 30 days. So make sure you're on top of all these inspections. And again, you're just going through reading the paperwork. You got to check this paperwork to make sure everything is up to date, checking dates. It shouldn't take you very long, but it's very necessary before you jump inside the aircraft. And these are the inspections that you need before you start rolling and swinging and banging that thing. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel. I am Donovan Batiste. Hey, this is Leadership Mindset. Big whoa. Subscribe to this channel for more pilot talk and fun, baby. You know how it is. Hey, run that thing.